Hi, I'm blissett. Played for Watford Football Club, played here for a good number of years, played over 500 games, scoring I think must be close to 200 goals for them. Played for AC Milan, played there for a year, most exciting year in many ways. I only scored a few goals there though, but very exciting playing for such a fantastic club, especially in Italy, you know, it was just outstanding. Played at West Brom for a month on loan on the Aussie Ardealers, that was different. Also played at Bournemouth, on the Harry Redknapp. That was 3 years on the Harry, scoring I think it was about 58 goals in the 3 years I was there, so that was very good. And obviously played for England. That was a wonderful time to play for your country, scoring a hat-trick on my debut at Wembley, which was just mind-blowing. I'd love to be playing on this time. Love just to be playing. Come on, Gaffer, get me on. Career highlights for me have been debut here against Swansea, and about 77 it was, and the first game I actually started, and I scored my first goal at that end up there in the first half. Just bent it in the top corner and won the game 1-0, and that was a great day for me. Debut for England, never forget that. Hat-trick at Wembley on my full debut. Special, but the most wonderful thing about that was when I actually got the phone call from Graham Taylor that I'd been picked for England, because Graham's words were sort of, "You're not going to believe this." And I says, "What's that?" He goes, "They've only gone and picked you for England." He goes. I tell you what I missed when I retired. The first thing was that first morning you wake up and you're up at your normal time. It's about 7 o'clock or so, and then you think to yourself, right, oh, I haven't got to get up. And you think, what am I going to do with myself today? I'm not going to go training. I'm not going to go and do the things that I normally do. And that is the thing that I'll never ever forget. That first day, and then for that first week or so, it just went on, and you just thought to yourself, what are you going to do with yourself? Because the worst thing about the job that we do is when we're off like that time, everybody else is at work, and so you can't ring everybody up and say, can we go and do something, because they're all working, and it's just very odd. You just find yourself in this place where it's just you and all the time in the world. My celebration usually when I scored was usually just one arm in the air first, and then the other arm went up there, and you're just there in front of the supporters. Never used to pull my shirt over my head or anything like that, or the aeroplane or whatever. Now, very simple. Arm up first to celebrate the goal, and then the other arm we go up really just almost to embrace all your supporters. I think one of the best goals, there was two actually. I remember scoring one against West Ham, evening game. We beat West Ham 5-1. I had some West Ham friends that came to watch the game, and they wouldn't talk to me afterwards. We beat them 5-1, and my goal, which is a great goal, got a free kick back there just inside the half. It was laid to me about 10 yards outside the box, and I've turned and hit it, and it's flown into the top corner there. It was just a wonderful goal. I celebrated knowing where they were as well, so that was another thing, which was something else. Another goal scored here was against Aston Villa actually, just before I went to Italy, and apparently the Italians were there watching the game, and the ball broke into the box about there, and I came on, hit it left foot and stuck in the top corner. It was a marvellous goal, marvellous goal. Very memorable days. My earliest football memory would be seeing George Best in '68 in the was it the European Cup final? I think that would have been the most amazing thing to see him play. It was incredible, and that was my inspiration to want to become a footballer actually. My funniest teammate, it's got to be Steve Harrison. Steve Harrison, he came from Blackpool, I think he came from, Steve Harrison, and most amazing sense of humour, really incredible sense of humour. The jokes he'd tell us as we were on the coach, coming to games and away from games and that sort of thing, and just generally he was the most funniest man in the world, truly a great, I mean he was a comedian, good player as well, hard man, and you know, somebody that I learned an awful lot from, as I was quite a young player then coming through, so Steve Harrison by a long way. Practical jokes were normal, but not really anything that I would ever talk about on camera. They used to get things like, if you sort of upset, no, not really upset, but in training, if something went on in training and they would add it in for you a little bit, you know, they'd do things like for one that I can talk about, I suppose, is deep heat was a good one. And you'd find deep heat rub into your underpants, and you wouldn't realise that until you actually put them on. And then you were walking home or walking or whatever, then they'd start to warm up, and this deep heat was very uncomfortable. It's so difficult to get rid of as well. Prime Minister for today. I'd make me England manager just for one day. I think I would pick, maybe go for an alternative England team. Go for, because you know, get a lot of players say, oh, we'd love to play. You get a lot of some of these just supporters at the stand and just say, you're going to play for England today. And they can really see what the pressure's really like for them to do that, which would be the most amazing thing, wouldn't it? Mastermind, it would have to be cars, I think. Cars would be my one, because I love motor cars. Cars that I have now, I've got an old Vauxhall, which used to be a Droop Snoot Forenza thing. I used to race them a long time ago. I've got one of those, very rare one of these things. So I've got one of those, and Alfa Romeos is mainly what I mess around with them, because I race them as well.